Hi guys, it's Tom from the Design Factory, and today we are going to look at some cardboard prototyping. I've got a range of samples here. We're just going to have a really quick look at the different sort of materials you might want to use. First one, pretty obvious here, is paper. So with paper, obviously we don't have a huge amount of structural integrity with this, but we have the ability to fold it, bend it, curve it very quickly and easily. It's obviously readily available as well. And so this is a great thing if you're just trying to flesh something out, do something that's, maybe a bit more origami style. It's a great medium just to play with your ideas. Obviously, you can sketch on it as well. Very easy to cut with scissors or a Stanley knife. The next one we're going to move into is box cardboard. So box cardboard, your classic corrugated cardboard. So you have two layers of card, okay? And then you have your corrugations in between. And this has got quite good structural integrity. It is a little bit annoying to work with because if you're cutting with scissors, you tend to end up with quite sort of chewed edges. Same with a Stanley knife, you're cutting it and the knife isn't super sharp. It's also quite hard to cut curves in it, okay? That said, it's quite an underrated material. We find that you can actually do really amazing things with corrugated cardboard, and it's really inexpensive. There's most packaging is made of corrugated cardboard, so it's an easy material to get hold of. And if you're a bit imaginative about what you're doing, you'll actually get some really great results. So try not to overlook that one. The next one we have is our 2mm white card. 2mm white card, often we see this used in architectural models. It's very stiff. We have a beautiful white surface, which is really good. You can get really nice results with this card because you've got a really nice texture that you're working with initially, and because it's quite a high density, means that you can cut and get really nice fine details. We often put these in the laser cutters as well, which works really well. So white card is a really good material. It's also readily available at pretty much any artist suppliers that you can think of. So that one, it's always good fun. The next one is boxboard, it's grey boxboard. And this one has a bit more of a prototyping sort of feel to it. It's a bit more sort of like model makey, sort of roughing things out. I would sort of put these two next to each other. If I was model making. So I'd be using this for my rough sort of form explorations and things like that. That said, it has the same sort of properties as the 2mm white card. It's quite dense and it's super stiff. So you can do really interesting explorations with that. You can get a little bit of curvature into it, but you'll find that it'll want to sort of bend and crack. Next on our list is corrugated cardboard, but the plastic version, so Corflute. This stuff can be quite difficult to work with, but the good thing about Corflute is it's polypropylene, so because it's a plastic, it's waterproof. So it's super stiff, and if you get it wet, it's not going to rot away on you. So if you're making a functional prototype of something, and maybe it's got to go outside in the weather, make some sort of housing or a shroud, this is a great material to play with because it's quite rigid and it's not going to break down in the elements. Finally, we're going to go through and look at is our foam core board. So it's a similar sort of idea with the Corflute and the box card, corrugated cardboard, I should say. But what we have is we have like a styrene foam core, okay? And then we have two thin white card panels laminated either side, so we get a sandwich. So we get a really nice white surface, but then we get a structural integrity of like a composite board. It's really light, okay? It's very stiff and it won't bend easily. It's more likely to crack, or you'll get a really, you won't get a uniform bend. If you do bend it, it'll tend to sort of wander all over the place. So it's a little bit trickier to work with from a model making perspective, but it can be done and you can get great results. One thing to be aware of with this is you want to be careful about what sort of glue you use with this board, because if it's not a foam safe glue, it will actually melt and eat the glue away, and that looks pretty untidy. So that's the sort of gamut of materials we look at, and There's certain processes that we can use that will work across multiple materials. Some won't work so well with those processes, and in the future videos what we'll do is we'll have a talk about some of those processes.